the university has made a lot of progress in terms of disability mainstreaming initiatives. From inception up to where we are about in terms of development today, the university has continued to make progress in terms of ensuring there is accessibility to services and products of the university by the staff, students, and all stakeholders who fall into the category of persons living with disability. It's important for us to appreciate that disability is a club. It is possible for any one of us to find ourselves becoming disabled. In this regard, therefore, Dedan Kimathi University of Technology has continuously made disability mainstreaming as one of its strategic decisions for development. To achieve that, the university operates within a policy framework on disability mainstreaming as enacted through government regulatory pieces of legislation, and at the same time its own institutional frameworks that are internal. I am going to highlight these pieces of legislation, focusing mainly on those that have been enacted within the Republic of Kenya and those that have been approved within the university. Policy framework is essential for the sole purpose of ensuring that any activities that should be run are managed within a structured framework. In Kenya, disability mainstreaming is embedded in the Constitution that was promulgated in the year 2010. We all know that the Constitution of Kenya is the supreme law of the land. Some of the articles in that Constitution is Article 10 that talks about national values and principles of governance, human dignity, equity, social justice, inclusiveness, equality, human rights, non-discrimination, and protection of the marginalized, who include persons living with disability. The Bill of Rights, that is also embedded in the Constitution, applies to all persons, including those living with disability, and binds all state organs and persons to ensure that the rights as enshrined in the Constitution for all persons are adhered to and respected. It is for this reason that Dedan Kimathi University of Technology ensures that all staff who are by definition of the Constitution public officers have a duty to address the needs of vulnerable groups in the society, who include persons living with disabilities. Article 27 in the Constitution talks about equality and freedom from discrimination. According to this article, every person is equal before the law and has the right to protection and equal benefit from the law. This implies that all activities that as a university we undertake are supposed to be designed in a way that benefits persons living with disability. Other than the Kenyan Constitution, the university ascribes and is governed by the Universities Act that was promulgated in the year 2012. The University Act details a number of objectives of university education, but of special focus to us as a committee and to the university in regard to its disability mainstreaming initiatives is the objective that stipulates in Article 3 that university education is supposed to promote equalization for persons with disability, minorities, and other marginalized groups. The university, as I mentioned earlier, has progressively put in place various initiatives to ensure we achieve this objective of equalizing all services and products for persons with disability, minorities, and those who are marginalized. The university also follows the stipulations of its charter. The university's charter came into force in the year 2012. And it was at the time Dedan Kimathi University of Technology became fully fledged as a university. According to the charter of the university, Section 7 states that the university shall not discriminate against any person with regard to admission to the university's appointments, and promotion of staff on the basis of physical ability or gender. The university has achieved this by ensuring that in all adverts there is a clause that always advises all interested parties that the university does not discriminate against persons living with disability. As a matter of fact, the university so far has employed a number of persons living with disability. In terms of admission, the university has hosted a number of students living with disability. This is a strong indication that the university continues to make an effort to respect and adhere to the provisions of the Charter as outlined in section 7.2. In terms of policy framework, I would lastly want to talk about the stipulations of the university's statutes in regard to disability mainstreaming. The university's first version of statutes was written in 2012 prior to the award of the Charter. And right at that time, the university incorporated a directorate with the sole purpose of driving disability mainstreaming initiatives, besides other mandates that have been assigned to this directorate. Statute 18 of the current revised versions of the university statutes talks about the Gender, Disability and Equity Affairs Directorate, whose mandate includes handling gender, disability and diverse group interests. This directorate ensures there is equal access to services in the university as well as to products by persons living with disability. The directorate also ensures that the infrastructure that is designed and developed in the institution remains disability friendly. It is in this regard that those who have visited the university can attest to the fact that the university's buildings and infrastructure in general are well taken care of in terms of ramps and more recently in terms of lifts. The university also has a disability mainstreaming policy that is managed and domiciled under the Disability Mainstreaming Committee's office. As a matter of fact, the university appointed its first Disability Mainstreaming Committee in 2010, long before the Universities Act came into force. And this policy has actually been now revised to take care of the continuing changing standards in regard to disability mainstreaming. The policy was revised in 2017. The Disability Mainstreaming Committee works closely with the Directorate for Gender, Disability Mainstreaming and Equity Affairs, which is managed by a full director who is an appointee of the Vice Chancellor.